Community power for me is an unstoppable wave, and in local councils and in the public sector more widely, we need to learn how to surf.
Community power to me is people coming together to solve common problems, collectively bringing their skills, expertise, enthusiasm, passion to improve life in their local area.
Community power to me is where individuals and communities are using their skills, talents and experience within their own communities to improve their own lives and that of their wider communities, and where they take the lead.
Community power is Southwark standing together against all forms of racism and discrimination.
I believe that community power is when you truly believe that people do and can and should make the best choices about themselves for themselves.
Community power is the spark of connection that enables real change to happen in a place.
To me, community power is inspiring.
Community power is where residents and people who live in those communities can lead and advise and guide us as health professionals or statutory professionals. With their leadership, we can do a better job.
For me, community power is about hope for the future. It's about a real way in which we can build back better.
In my community in the last year, we've come together to support people on our street, neighbourhood and wider community with food and wellbeing support.
My community over the last year has done so much to hold us all together as we get through the pandemic and try to come out the other side.
In the last year, my community has achieved quite a lot by just becoming closer together, and this kind of community spirit seems to be really strong during COVID and stronger than it was before, and this is something I think we need to keep as we move on after COVID.
In the last year, my community has galvanised, motivated one another, looked after one another and achieved more than we thought was possible.
In the past year, my community has achieved finding new ways to connect and to support each other through the pandemic.
In the last year, my community has achieved an incredible response to the pandemic, working across organisations, in communities, with business to keep residents safe and help them survive and thrive.
In the last year, my communities have achieved so much in the response to the COVID pandemic. They've really been at the forefront of this, and the council could never have done what they've done without the support of our communities.
In the last year, here in Birmingham, our community has supported and protected our most vulnerable people throughout the pandemic. They've shaped and driven forward our efforts to tackle climate change, and they've highlighted structural inequalities as a major issue that we need to deal with as a city, and that now sits at the core of what we do as a council.
The last year, the things that our communities have achieved here in Southend are absolutely mind-blowing. But what struck me is there's been an overwhelming sense of community, humanity and kindness.
The thing I'm looking forward to most about Stronger Things 2021 is seeing all the amazing things that have blossomed and flourished despite the really tricky year.
The thing I'm most looking forward to at Stronger Things 2021 is listening and learning and celebrating all things local.
The thing I'm most looking forward to at Stronger Things this year is some great ideas, some great conversations, but most of all, the space to think about how we take all of these things and we use them to build a better future.
The thing I'm looking forward to the most is just being able to connect with other people, being able to learn and most of all to be inspired.